If you want to learn how to build this DIY trail cam mount, stay tuned. Well, hey, what's going on, everybody? Today, I got an exciting one for you. This is going to be the first part of the how-to series, and this is going to be how to build this trail cam mount. It's pretty basic, super simple. I'm not going to take credit for this. I actually saw this quite a while back, and I've been using them for years. They've saved me money, they've saved me time, saved me headache trying to mount cameras in different positions. And that's a nice thing about these mounts. If you've never used one, you can angle the camera up or down, super simple, just by screwing this into the tree, which you can actually screw at different angles if you really wanted to, and get tons of articulation and move the camera wherever you want to, which I'm going to show you. But it's a really easy build, honestly, and I don't know why more people don't do this. So without further ado, I will tell you, I guess, the reasons why you might want to do this. First would be theft, okay? Price as well. Those are two big features. And then the headache. So mounting trail cameras, depending on angles of trees and that kind of thing, can be a huge headache. But the first one is theft. Obviously, we're all worried about, or at least I am, worried about people taking my trail cameras. And these straps, they're long, they're bulky. This one is super thick. They're not all as thick as this, but a lot are. That's really noticeable when you wrap around, especially a small tree. You wrap this around a small tree and then have extra, even if you wrap it around and tie it to itself, it's just bulky and it's very noticeable. So one way to eliminate that is use these mounts. So I definitely do that. The other thing is the cost. We're not all millionaires out there. These cost about $3 to make, roughly, and I'm able to, so I just priced it yesterday. It was about $60 to make 20 of these total. I made a bunch of them years back and haven't had to make any since. So I priced it out yesterday because I did this a few years ago. And honestly, it's right around $3, depending on what type of hardware you use. It's probably going to be $3 to $5 per mount. And if you were to buy something similar to this on, doesn't matter what website, you're going to probably spend $8 to $15 per mount. And that adds up. I have about 55 or 60 trail cameras. I don't use these for every situation, but I do have a dedicated trail camera bag, and I always have a few of these in there just in case that I get a tree that's leaning or whatever. I want to be able to put the camera wherever I want to put it. So if I'm going to use the strap, I'll put it there, but any situation where this is almost necessary, I have a few of those in my trail cam bag at all time. But without further ado, I will go through the supply list of what you're going to need to do this. Now you can use a 3/8 inch, it's 1 inch, 3/8 by 1 inch hex bolt. That works really nicely. Some of the ones that I made, you can see I have the camo, not necessary, I camoed these up a little bit, but this is a 3/8 by 1 inch eye bolt, just a short eye bolt. And I found these, they were cheap enough, so I just bought those. Honestly, a little easier is just a little hex bolt. Like I said, 3/8 by 1 inch, super simple. You're going to need 3 flat washers, and those are 3/8 inch. Need 3 of those. You're going to need 1 3/8 wing nut, 1 1/4 wing nut, 1 1/4 bolt. Now this is where you can play around with different things. 2.5 to 4 inches, I think, is what you're going to be looking for. This one here is a 4 inch. That's what I used on most of mine. You can use as small as a 2.5 inch. Just know that depending on what cameras you're mounting it to, shorter or longer can be better because of the angle of the tree and depending on where the mount is. Most of my cameras mount on the bottom of the camera all the way to the back. So I like having that, so it is a little easier. There's a little bit more movement there because you can actually not have a lot of wiggle room there with it mounted on the back. The camera will actually press into the tree, and that kind of eliminates the need for, I don't want to say the need, but if you have a short screw, which is the other thing that you need, is a 3/8 inch by, this is a 3.5 inch, but with that being said, 2.5 is sufficient, 2 inches is sufficient, but I like them a little bit longer like this. This is a 3.5 inch, and that just gets it out away from the tree. You can get it in there deep enough, but also gets it out, keeps it out far enough so that you have room to articulate the camera back and forth even a little bit more. Not necessary, but that's just what I found that I like. So I'm going to show you how to put this together. This is super simple. This is about as easy as DIY gets. So you start with your 3/8 hex bolt. You're going to put one washer in, and then start with the screw on the inside, the 3/8 screw. Put that in there. Another washer, so that is able to move. And then you're going to put your 1/4 inch quarter thread on there. Another washer. And then you're going to put your 3/8 wing nut on the end of that. And it is super simple. It just slides right on there. I had them all moving around there, so I didn't want to thread on. But super simple. Just thread that on. You can actually back it off just a touch, and you can see that there's full articulation there. So I'm going to tighten it up just a little. And then what you're going to do, you're going to screw that into the tree, and then this has articulation back and forth. You get it angled where you want, so you can go angle the camera that way, or also up and down. You have full control over that, of what you want to do. You get it where you want, you can tighten that down. And then the last step is just your quarter thread wing nut, and you just put that on upside down, thread it on, and you're done. And then you're just gonna mount your camera on top of here, and then tighten your wing nut back up to the camera when you get it where you want it. It's as easy as that. As you can see, if you're trying to deter theft, you probably don't want a stainless steel mount that is shining in the sunshine. So at the very least, I would definitely recommend that you paint this. You don't have to camo it up like I have here. I have a finished one all in camo here, and I went a little crazy. I actually sponge painted this, painted them just brown, and then I actually sponged on a little bit of a tan and a green color just to kind of break it up a little bit. And honestly, it came out pretty awesome. I love this thing. Like I said, I built 20 of them, and I haven't built any since then. Well, I made it out in the field. Wanted to show you the trail cam mount, the DIY trail cam mount, how this actually works as far as going on a tree and how slick it can actually be. So got a tree back here. As you can see, it's a little bit crooked. I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is to put the trail cam up, and you can angle it. And just tighten the wing nut down, at least pretty close. And all you're going to do is screw on trail camera. Super simple. It's about where I want it. Tighten that wing nut so the camera's locked in place, and I can angle it down if I want to. I can angle it up wherever I want, and then I just tighten down the wing nut, and you're done. Super simple. So like I said, roughly about $3 for one of these. That's exactly the way that I do it typically. Even on a leaning tree, if you want to, you can even angle it that way depending on how you have it. So that's pretty flush right there. It's as simple as that. Now, some of you may be saying, hey, I don't like to screw into trees, or some of you public land hunters might be looking for an option. This would not be a good option, and probably not legal on most public lands as far as screwing into trees. This little piece of wood here solves that problem. If you want to take this in, it weighs absolutely nothing. This is just a little piece of like 1x scrap wood that I had, and all I did was just drill 2 holes in the side of it to run a piece of paracord through, and then I drilled 1 little pilot hole so that you can screw the mount right into this. But all you're going to do is just wrap this around the tree, tie it to itself, and that thing is going to blend right in. You're not going to notice anything. But that's just a super simple way, and honestly, this thing, like I said, it weighs nothing. Just a piece of paracord and a small piece of 1x. This piece is roughly 3x3 and 3/4 inch thick, so not super big by any means, and fit right into your pack. So that's it. That's what I had for you. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you have any DIY mounts or anything that you've come up with, or if you like this video, please like it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Got a bunch more how-to videos coming at you. I'm gonna take some time to film and edit those as well, because a couple of them are a lot more in depth than this, but I wanted to get this one out to you because for me, deer season is year-round, and trail cameras are going to go out here in the next month or 2 and start capturing some of the summer inventory and see if we can't locate a couple bucks for this fall. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next one.